the All-American Sun Oven. I'm going to take a look at it, so stick with me and we'll get started right now. Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. Today we're going to take a look at the All-American Sun Oven. We're going to make some water safe to drink using water pasteurization. We're also going to cook some biscuits in this thing. This is a pretty cool device. It uses the power of the sun and saves a lot of resources in a long-term grid down situation. And I think it's a really useful product. You guys are going to like it a lot. Well, as you guys can see, setup on this thing was pretty easy. And right off the bat, I was really impressed with how fast it started heating up once the setup was complete. It was pretty cool. If you guys would like to find more information about this, you can head over to sunoven.com, where they'll be able to give you, all the specifics on the specs and the retail pricing and that kind of thing. I was able to find the unit that they sent out to me on Amazon with all the accessories and goodies and everything for about $334. I will put the link to that in the description below as well. Using this thing's pretty easy. Once you get it all set up, then all you have to do is just make sure that it stays oriented with the sun. And they have a couple of guides that'll help you with that. All you got to do is make sure that the bottom hole stays inside that little sunlight right there, and then you're going to be good. About 15 minutes or so, every 15 to 30 minutes to take a look at it and realign it, and you'll be good to go. Now, the one they sent out to me is the dehydrating and preparedness accessory package. So it's got a lot of different stuff there, a couple of baking pans, some parchment paper, has two different pots with it, and then these 3 drying racks or dehydrating racks that you can kind of stack on top of each other. They also sent a couple of the fuel pucks to cook in this stove in case it's a rainy or cloudy day. And then they've got the water pasteurization indicator, which is what we're going to be taking a look at next. This is a really cool way to be able to purify water by bringing it up to about 150 or 160 degrees, and it will be completely safe to drink, safe from all bacteria, viruses, protozoa, cysts, and all that kind of stuff. All you've got to do is take a look at that little wax piece there, and I'll show you how to use this more in a second. And basically, once the wax melts down to the other end, then it will be good to go. It's kind of a cloudy, overcast day. It's only about 59 degrees, and I'm getting quite a few clouds back and forth, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get it to boil, but I'll definitely be able to use this water pasteurization indicator. Now, this is how you set it up when you stick it in the water, in the pan, and all you've got to do is place it in the water and let it kind of float there. The water's got to be deep enough, so that it'll actually stay upright, and then once it melts, and the wax flows to the bottom, you'll know that it's good to go. So I had to deepen my water a little bit here so it would float, and basically once the wax melts, you need to let it stay in there at that temperature for at least 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the water will be safe to drink. So we'll just see that melt, pretty quickly, hopefully. And then we'll do it for 5 minutes, and that'll be it. The water was already warmed up from sitting in there for a few minutes, so it really shouldn't take long at all to melt the wax. So it looks like the wax has melted fairly quickly there. Not sure if you guys can see this on camera or not, but the green wax is now at the bottom of that little tube. So basically I just need to start the timer, wait for 5 minutes, and then once that 5 minutes is up, the water will be all safe and ready to go. Okay, so our 5 minutes is up. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the water out of here, and I'll show you kind of how the wax has melted and is now at the bottom of the water pasteurization indicator tube. You got to be careful. I'm using a piece of paper here because that pot handle actually gets hot. I kind of burned my hand earlier. All right, so there you go. It's melted down at the bottom of the tube now. And then all you got to do is just let it re-harden in that position, and it'll be ready to go for the next time. And then you can just flip it around and use it again. So it's a pretty cool little device. All right, so let's go ahead and start some biscuits. Just got some Garan's biscuits here. I wanted to, cook something in it, and I didn't have any kind of stews or anything like that. I don't think that I had enough time to do any dehydrating. But, you can pretty much do anything in this stove that you can do in a regular oven, because it will bake, it will boil, it will dehydrate. You can just do all kinds of stuff with it. In fact, Sun Oven, the folks at sunoven.com actually do some online courses and that kind of thing. I think they're like webinars or that kind of thing where they'll teach you different, things that you can cook in here and different methods and stuff like that. So that may actually be, if you guys are interested in one of these, you might want to check out some of that instruction as well. Okay, I'll go ahead and readjust and get the sun indicator all lined up again, so I'm getting the most direct sunlight. I have to change the elevation a little bit since it's kind of late in the day and sun started to go down a little bit. All right, so we got the biscuits in there and they are starting to cook. Looks like our temperature right now is about 160 degrees or so. And we'll see how long it'll take to get these things ready to go. All right, so it's been quite a while. We got the temperature up to about 300 degrees. And the biscuits are looking pretty good. I think we're getting pretty close to being done. One thing that you'll notice is they don't actually brown up the same way that they do in a regular oven, but it is actually cooking it all the way through, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Okay, the sun's about down. Look at that. Nice. Okay guys, so I've been out here playing with the Sun Oven all day, and it's pretty cool. I almost had water boiling, but I didn't quite get there. It's a partly cloudy day. It was like 55 or 60 degrees, something like that. And I just had a lot of heavy clouds kind of coming over and interrupting my heat time. And I did pasteurize water and made it safe to drink with using the water temperature or water pasteurization indicator. And then I also cooked some biscuits, and I'm about ready to try the biscuits to see how good they are. They're done all the way through. They're not doughy as far as I can tell. They look pretty fluffy and all that. So I'm gonna give them a try here. And they're really good. It took about an hour and 18 minutes. Like I said, with these partly cloudy conditions, to get them, to where they cooked, and it's really good. They don't brown up the same way that they will, in a regular oven, because you're not getting that really direct heat to crisp them. At least not in these partly cloudy conditions. One recommendation I would make is, if you're going to start cooking, I started kind of late in the day. I would start probably like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and then cook through the center of the day so that you kind of have the most direct sunlight. I think that would probably help, as far as getting the maximum, heat that you can and energy you can from the sun. It's really good. So, pretty cool tool, and it comes with a lot of other stuff. As you guys saw, they throw in a lot of goodies, with it, to help you be able to cook and all that kind of stuff. I think this is a great option for, if you have a bug out loadout where you're taking your bug out gear, putting it in a vehicle, in a trailer, or something like that, and you're going to take it with you, or if you have a bug out location, or an RV or something like that, then this is a great little deal to add to it. It's kind of the size of a suitcase. You can pack some items inside of it,
and it weighs about 22 pounds. So, you know, but when you look at long-term grid down kind of stuff, kind of situation, then this is going to allow you to cook without having to burn any fuel. So that's huge in a lot of ways. It's, you know, today I think the highest the temperature got was probably like 310 or so. And again, it's, you know, 50 degrees or so. It's May 15th, so the sun's not at the highest point. You know, a nice hot summer day, I'm sure you could probably get this thing close to 400 degrees. I don't know, but you know, I think it would cook pretty well. I don't know how well it'll do in the winter time. I think as long as it's sunny, you know, and you've got some direct sunlight, it's probably going to do pretty good. But you may have extended cooking times and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if it's a true 4 seasons kind of thing. But nevertheless, it's going to save you a lot of fuel. You're not going to have to be, you know, having fires and all that kind of stuff, save your resources. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I cooked biscuits in here today. You could also probably cook different kinds of stews and stuff like that, and different kinds of soups. And, you know, I would imagine there's a lot of different things that you can cook in here. Pretty much anything that you could cook in an oven, you're going to be able to cook into this, you know. So it's pretty neat. I was really impressed at how fast the temperature rose once you got it in the direct sunlight, got it set up, and got the door sealed shut and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it really starts to get hot quick. And I kind of burned my fingers a little bit when I was pulling the lid off of the boiled water or the pasteurized water. I mean, it gets hot in there. So I was a little skeptical when I first got this, and I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to work or not, you know. I had done like reflector ovens, you know, next to a campfire, where you basically take like a cardboard box and line it with aluminum foil, put it next to a fire, and then kind of let the reflected heat cook biscuits and stuff, and that worked pretty good. But I didn't know. I was like, you know, on a day like today, it's not really that hot out. I'm just not sure if it's going to work well. But it did, you know, I mean, it really did. So I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I'll throw a link down in the description below to where you can take a look at these. You can look more closely at the specs and all that kind of stuff. But it's a neat product, and I think it's definitely something worth considering, you know, if you're interested in cooking, you know, with solar and saving those resources. Anyway, guys, as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. And let me know in the comments below what you guys have in your gear for cooking. You know, what are you planning on cooking with and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, guys. Take care and see you safe. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.